On the side of my kitchen cabinets, I have a couple of cutting boards that are over there. They're kind of like a medium stain cutting board color, and I've been noticing a lot more darker stains and black stains, so I wanted to add a cutting board that was a little bit heavier and darker. So I found this cutting board at IKEA. It's really affordably priced, and I'm going to be using the darkest stain color I have. Now, to stain an item, what I like to do is just use a foam brush, and I'm going to paint it onto my piece. And I'll immediately come in, take the stain off with a paper towel. Now, since I wanted this stain to be really dark, I decided to actually do 2 coats. So I added some additional stain to it and wiped it off with a paper towel. To hang it on the side of my cabinets, I'm gonna add some twine to it. I'm just gonna cut some twine off and tie it at the top. And here's how it looks on the side of my kitchen cabinets. Now, these would also really be great in a grouping sitting out on like the backsplash of your counters as well. I wanted to create a wall art piece, and as I was going through my stash of craft supplies, I realized I had a ton of yarn, and then I also had a ton of wreath form. So I found this 3D wreath form, and I decided to pull off the 2 larger wreath forms. I actually had 2 of them, so I ended up with 4 of the wreath forms. And then I also picked out some neutral yarn that I could use for this project. Now, my idea was I wanted to cover half of one of the wreath forms. So I started by hot gluing in the center portion and wrapping it around. Now, if you don't continue to hot glue, your yarn's not gonna stay in place very well. I would say every other time you go around, you're gonna have to add some hot glue to the back just to kind of hold that yarn in place. Now, I did that all the way until I got to the end. And again, with the end, you're gonna have to add in quite a bit of hot glue just to hold it in place and make sure you cover that wreath form. Once I got all the yarn on there, I cut it off. Now, that kind of took a while to do, so I decided with my next one, I wanted to start on the outside and see if that was an easier process. So I actually started by hot gluing to the outer edge and then continuing to hot glue until I got to the center. I wanted to let you guys know that it's actually easier to do it that way, to start on the outside and then add the yarn to the middle. So that's how I did the other 2. It was kind of like a trial and error, but I just felt like I didn't have to hot glue as much in the middle when I was wrapping as I did on the edge. So I would definitely recommend starting on the edge and working your way in. Now, these are so fun to hang in a grouping on your wall. You can use a nail to hold them in place, or you can use command strips, but here's how they turned out on my wall. Hey guys, I'm Liz and you're watching my second DIY channel where I post daily DIY videos. You may be familiar with my main channel, Liz Fenwick DIY, but I'm glad that you found me over here on my second channel. Make sure that you're subscribed so you just get notified every day when I post our daily DIY video.